come into this knowledge with love and not hate. Does not mean that you're supposed to let somebody kick your butt. But don't come in this thing with hate because you're not innocent. You understand what I'm saying to you? And so while the Europeans under the Pope and the Hasidic, who claim to be Jews or not Jews, there's no such thing as Jew. It's Yahudi. We're Yahudi. Do you understand? Jay didn't come into the language till the 1500s. You know, so we are the ones who crossed the river anciently from the ancient pharaohs of Ikuta. And those of us who crossed the river are falsely referred to as Jews. People are confused when they go into the Bible and stuff like that and think it's a different people. We're the same people. It's the same family. It ain't different people. You know, and now the sociologists call us Semitic. That's a term that was made by German sociologists. It's not original, but that is in reference to Asiatic African peoples of the Nile Valley and out. Do you understand? So when they start calling you anti-Semitic, they're saying you're against yourself. So, you know, so I mean that's to remove the confusion. And understand that the Romans, the Europeans who call themselves Jews, are most of the Europeans that took over the Yetta. That's the areas, that the wealthy areas in Europe that the Moors ruled before the Romans ran the Moors out of Europe in 1492 with the Pontifex of 1492 and Inter Terra Divina 1493,
which makes the policies of the politics of the planet Earth today.
The enforcement of those bulls from the church are enforced by what is known as
the Secret Treaty of Verona, which you can find in your congressional records.
Write that down. Secret Treaty of Verona. This is the basis of the interior overthrow of the republic and the setup of the demos system referred to as a democracy in 1933 with Skull and Bones member not Lyndon Baines Johnson, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, to put a capstone on what Wilson did in 1913, which was also done by certain traders in 1871 when they turned the republic into a corporation in order to put the Moors later, as they did earlier, solidify the 14th Amendment artificial person in the state of Delaware as Christian property. This is why such persons called Negro, Black, and Coloreds, and what do they call themselves this week, can't vote with them names that don't belong to them, except that the overseer, or what you call the CEO, through the Senate, agrees that their cattle can vote as three-fifths persons because they have no name and nationality. When you understand the history from a law perspective, your view will change from it just being some historical flaw or some little dirty trick that the Europeans do. You would need to understand its political ramifications. If you transact business in another man's name, don't talk about estates and don't talk about property because you don't even own your own body. And this is where, under the Christian Black Codes, where they set up where the marriage license is registered in the Department of Commerce, then registered in the Department of Orphans, and this is where your children, even before they're born, become wards of the state, which is a legal term for a nice slave. And see, nobody's offended because they know that most of our people don't read law, and so they just hear the word and it's interesting, you know. And then the scholars ain't going to tell them because they playing this black game. You understand? When they know these people aren't black. I want you to write down black, and I want you to go into Oxford Dictionary. And I'm going to show you why they don't have hardcover Oxford dictionaries in communities where persons of color exist. Because they want you to think it's an identity. Color means actually artificial person, means a fake. Singular as distinguished from that which is real. So they need promoters to make you think it's real, to take you out of the human family. Now you come under the black codes. This is where your abuses come from legally. Because it's an agreement. Because every man, woman, and child must honor their mothers and fathers. You're no different. We like to think we are, but you're really not different.